Hey, welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things embodiment, entrepreneurship, and living your best, most delicious dream life. I have just recorded a video about my sobriety and giving up weed. We are moving on to, does money really make you happy? I know this is really controversial and I know it's going to bring up a lot of stuff. That's kind of what we do here. This is how we work on stuff. This is how we realize we're triggered. I have a whole course on this. I will link it above. Make sure you watch this video first though, and then you can go and watch the free first module. Get to know some things, get to know where you're at, and if you want to move on to the next ones or work close with me, you have an option to do that. But in the meantime, just consume some free stuff and maybe some of the books that I will leave down below as links because they are really, really helpful as well. Does money really make you happy? The answer to this question is both a yes and a no, okay? There are so many different opinions on this and I really see it as a mindset. It's a way of thinking, a way of embodying, and a way of like finding your own truth in this path, in this like literal existence that we have to exist with money in this world, in this time, capitalist society, all of this stuff, okay? I have been through so much when it comes to money, especially my last name being Rich. I literally from birth, people all around me have just been like making jokes about my last name and like, are you rich? And like, how much money do you have? Like just, I introduce myself and that's how I'm greeted. What's your worth? What's your monetary worth? Is that a thing? I hope it's a thing. I grew up with parents who had really terrible money mindsets. Both of them worked minimum wage jobs. Both were super unhappy. It was just like, it was really terrible. My mum and my mum's family who like, they were like, she was one of 9 or something. She came from a really broke family and all of them were broke and had multiple kids, which of course anybody that knows money or kids knows that it costs a lot to have even one child, let alone 4, 5, 6, which is what most of that family had, and they had no money to come from. They inherited all of this debt. Like it was just all of this stuff was so wrong from the get-go. So it really forced me to go through my own journey, and that literally looks like me not living in society as like a normal person. I went and lived with hippies for like 3-5 years, lived in my car for 2 years and 3 different vans with like any guy that I could find. I was homeless for years. I ate for free at places where they would feed homeless people. I was on Centrelink for all of that time. I literally didn't earn any money for myself. I was fully out of society, and then I had to come back in after working on all of these money issues. I hired a coach. Like I spent so much money trying to heal my mindset around money, which is often how it is because you need to get some skin in the game. And also like obviously there's free resources. I was also consuming all of them. But at the end of the day, I was like I'm healing this. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to help other people through my life, through whatever platform I choose, whatever time I choose. I'm going to help people overcome their own obstacles with wealth so that they can be there for themselves, their family, have more than enough, and then actually be happy. Because from my standpoint, no money, a lack of money equaled depression, equaled extreme unhappiness. So of course the opposite, money equals happiness. But I will go through a bunch of points to help you kind of get your head around this, to open up a few ideas. Just bear with me on this one. Try and just soak it in, and then maybe afterwards you can make some points and do some further research of your own. So what you need to realize is how much money you actually need in order to live your life, in order to not be stressed about bills, to not be stressed about how you're going to put food on the table for yourself, for your family, how you're going to pay for rent, how you're going to pay for school for your kids, how you're going to pay for college or like a business or a course you need to do to elevate your business. Like, these are all necessities for our existence. This is how the world works. We need to invest in ourselves in so many different ways. But where is that money coming from? Like, you need to know how much you need first so that you can manifest it, so that you can open yourself up to allow it to come in. So you've got all of these bills, you're investing in your growth as a person. If you want to hire a coach or do a course online, buy some audiobooks and listen to them on the drive to work. If you want a better car because yours runs terribly and chokes up a lot of petrol, always needs to be fixed, and then you have to pay so much to get it fixed. If you just get a new car, that would solve so many of your issues. But how much do you actually need to do that? And it's the same with putting better food on the table, maybe having a system that's easier so that you can maybe buy half your meals at work and then have more time for your family because you're not trying to meal prep as much. And things that you don't realize until they come up, which we really need to be prepared for, is sick days and medical emergencies. Whether this is for yourself, for your partner, for your children, for your friends, for your family, for even a loved one who's someone that you maybe work with that you'd really like to help support. If you can't take a day off to go and see them in hospital, or if you can't take an afternoon off or get something delivered to their house to help them feel better when they're going through a breakup or something else, like, these are necessities in life. And of course, as we've all seen global pandemics happen, we are living in a really weird time. Like, we've had at least 2 recessions, I guess 3 now since 2000. We're in a recession right now. We need to be more prepared. We need to start educating our children better on where to put their money, on how to invest it. Like, if we all started investing when we were like teeny tots, or when we started getting our first job, we would retire by like 30 or 40 with the right investments, the right mindset, the right habits, and the right support. It's really that simple. And then we can put more energy into creative things or into helping those who can't help themselves. It's so important for everybody to up-level their money mindsets so we can pass that mindset, that generational wealth, onto future generations. The biggest thing for me is more ease and flow in life really makes such a difference. Like, buying a dishwasher, investing in something like that when we moved house, saves so much time and stress and like fights, because nobody wants to do the dishes, nobody wants to get their hands dirty. You do an 8-hour shift at work or 10 hours, spend 2 hours traveling, you get home. Like, we're lucky. Well, it's beautiful that we want to spend time with each other, but then you have to do the dishes when you get home, or like something else, like drying clothes and having it just sit out in the space, taking up the space all the time. Like, these are non-negotiables for me now. But again, I literally used to live in the boot of a sedan, not have any money for food, used to live off the government, get free food, eat out of bins. Like, I'm so proud of how far I've come, but it also goes to show that everybody can do this as well. And I'm only in the beginning of my journey. I'm only 27. These are my mindsets now, and they weren't before, but I already have a feeling of where I'm going with this. I want to invest into real estate. I'm starting to read books that I don't understand, but I know that I will gain an understanding of the more I kind of feel into this and do research on it. So more time with your family, quality time, where you're not stressed about work, you're not overworking yourself, you're not working 3 jobs. More time with your family, like more time for yourself, more time to work on your passions. This is stuff that makes you happy. And it's those things come from having money. Like, it's really that simple. And unfortunately, there's such a big stigma around it that like people are so angry at like the 1% or something of the world. But they all built it somehow. Some of them got help from their parents, yes, but they all built it. They built their own businesses. A lot of them were homeless themselves, and that's why they were so determined to figure it out and why they're so determined to help others. And seem preachy or something, like, these are just the people that we need to be learning from. The older I get, the more I realize that I need more body work, I need to exercise more. My partner is a personal trainer, so I understand how much a personal trainer can change your life, your whole life, your relationships, your health in general, your longevity, everything. And of course, I was a yoga teacher and I've done coaching before, so I know how much investing that kind of money can literally change your whole trajectory for the rest of your life, and then change it for others around you and your friends and family that you will get to know. Like, the new people that come into your life as well will be affected. It really affects everybody. It's this ripple effect. And it starts by making these changes. Coming back to really knowing how much you need to live, like, minimum. People underestimate this so much because we have an idea of like, yeah, I would like to go on a holiday, or I would like to maybe not work as much or work one day less a week or something. Like, that is amazing. But once you get there, you realize that's only the start. Giving to charities is huge for so many of us. We can't do that if we can't provide for ourselves and our friends around us. We can't take the time out of work to be able to put into these charities. These are all necessary, not luxury items. Having money doesn't mean you need to spend it on a $10,000 handbag that you're only going to use like a couple of times because you're scared to get it dirty. That is the mindset of somebody who doesn't understand money, who doesn't appreciate money, because when you have it, you just grab it, you spend it to get like a little like quick endorphin rush, and then it's gone again, and that's what you expect. So that's what you kind of make happen for yourself. But if you expect to have money flowing in regularly, you have your palm out open, it's flowing out regularly, flowing in, more money comes, then that's where you can do all of these things, and you can buy that handbag, but it's not going to take away from everything else that you have. It's not going to be short-lived. Those luxury items are also fun. It's also a part of being a human. Like, we've created all of these amazing experiences we can have, all of these places that we can visit that are built in certain ways, all of these rare, untouched pieces of the earth. We can go there. It might cost a lot to get there, a lot, like it's all relative, but we can go there and experience breathing air that we've never breathed before, seeing plants and animals and people that we would have never been able to talk to or touch or feel. This is all amazing stuff, and it's just a part of being human. And unfortunately, so many of us miss out on these experiences because we haven't been taught by the standard educational system and by society, by parents, generational. We haven't been taught to have this mindset about money and to accumulate it in ways that really lift us up, to invest it, and to also feel good about it in the moment, be open to spending, but also receiving more and more and more. This is really where it starts. It starts with you, and it can affect everything that you do from here on out if you really work on this mindset. At the end of the day, money is simply a tool. It's not alive. Like, they're pieces of plastic or paper. They can burn, they can be flushed. Like, it's just a thing. It has no brain. It doesn't think. It doesn't favor certain people. Like, it doesn't not favor other people. It doesn't think ill of people. It doesn't wish bad things upon anyone or good upon anybody else. It's just a tool that we can use to have a better life, to do the things that we want to do. And as long as you are a good person and you know your morals and your values and you stick to that and they're good, then you will be someone who is really good with money. You will be someone who money makes really happy because you understand what it can provide for you, for the people that you love. If you're one of those people, then yes, 1,000,000% yes, money does make you happy. The lack of it makes you incredibly unhappy. When you want to provide for yourself and for others and you can't do that, no matter how hard you try, like, yeah, it makes you unhappy. So money can make you happy. You just need to work on the mindset and Really, everything comes from changing that mindset. It doesn't mean that you're going to become a millionaire overnight, but it does mean that you will be open for more opportunities, you will attract more money. Like, I don't even know how my journey started or a lot of the little steps, but the big changes have been huge. And a lot of that has been investing money into learning how to work with myself, with embodiment, with being a reflection, like getting a coach and having a reflection through that. It's huge. It's really huge to work on yourself because you just attract all this money and then you know how to spend it in the right ways. I think that is really the big difference because you know how to spend it, you invest it, you get better paying jobs or better opportunities or live in better places, attract people who are also supportive of what you're doing. Once you change that mindset, you're changing your core values, you're changing your literal brain receptors, how they're all connected, how you're wired. You're literally changing how you're wired. Like, it's crazy, but it actually works. So yeah, I really invite you to do some research on your own. Sure, there's a lot of YouTube videos on this. I haven't actually watched any. I read a bunch of books. As I said, I got a coach. I became a coach myself and that really helped. I wrote my own course on it and that was really great to even just reflect back on how far I've come. So I will link that. If you want to do a one-on-one with me, then feel free to reach out. But remember there's so many resources out there for free or for $10 for a book or an audiobook. Just start absorbing different ideas. And if you want to, you can keep it to yourself for a while. I had to let go of a lot of people in my life who were not good with money because they were constantly talking about it. They were constantly attracting terrible experiences, treating people terribly, treating money terribly, and just everything would go wrong. And I'd like literally look at that and take a step back as I was doing my work and realize, oh, okay, I cannot have people in my life like that anymore. And now I don't have anyone like that. Of course, there's times when things are a little tough, but you work it out. I don't have anybody in my life that's super sour like that all the time. And I used to be literally surrounded by it. So yeah, just start the journey and you never know where you're gonna be. Alrighty, see you in the next video. Bye.